I was watching a anime with my brother because he wanted me to watch it because he really likes it. So far, I'm not liking it. Hold on, wait, I wasn't ready for you to start. So far, I'm not liking it at all. I watched 3 episodes with him yesterday, and it was the English dub at first. The English script of this drama is, like, trash. It is so near gibberish that it's gibberish. They have, like, within one conversation, within 3 sentences, they literally have, like, 3 to 5 different conversations. I'm like, how is this a response to what they just said? Where did that come from? What the crap? It is so bad. And the inflections, like, the voice actors, like... Oh, why? Why? I know we have good English voiceovers, okay? There is a ton of cartoons from America, from Canada, from Europe. There's a ton of English-speaking cartoons that are, like, awesome with their voice acting. But when it comes to anime, the ball is dropped so badly, so often, that it is, like, incredibly rare the older I get, and the more often I randomly go back to it, because, like, I started off in my Japanese interest with anime. No, I started off with the Final Fantasy series. Anime, like, I didn't know I was watching anime for a while, because there's several cartoons that I watched when I was a kid that I thought they were cartoons. I didn't realize they actually originated in Japan, so I was already watching anime when I was a small child, and I didn't know it. It wasn't until I was, like, mid-teens-ish that I realized that all of those shows were anime, and that I started watching a couple from the get-go knowing that they were anime on purpose. So it was kind of anime and large part like the Final Fantasy series, because at that time Final Fantasy X, there was just a few videos of it that had been released. The whole game itself hadn't actually been released yet. I don't remember what year it was released, but if you know what year Final Fantasy X was released, now you know when I started into anime, because it was the ending scene with Titus talking with Yuna and what he was saying to her there, and I'm like, the English there was no English for it yet. All I had was the Japanese, and I was so curious to know what he was saying. And then there was a scene that I got from, I don't know, maybe it was Crisis Core? How soon did Crisis Core come out after FF10? Because that's when I really, really seriously got into the, like, actual learning of Japanese, because there was the whole scene with Cloud and Zack talking on the mountain as they were going up the mountain, hiking up the mountain, and talking about where they're from and being country hicks and all those city folks back there and all that. That scene, I distinctly remember diving into what the heck they were saying there and actually asking my best friend, what do you think they're saying here, and, like, all the rest of this stuff. And that's when I really, really got into the language learning of Japanese. And that's what got me into it, was the Final Fantasy. FF10 and Zack and Cloud from FF7. Crisis Core, actually. But that's what got me all into that. But it's been actually a long time since I actually watched anime, because I went from anime into live action, and once I got into live action, I very quickly lost interest in anime. And there's still some people who think that, you know, Japanese and I'm interested in anime, and I'm like, a long time ago I watched a ton of anime. I watched a lot of anime. Not anymore. I almost never watch anime anymore. I mean, like, really, really almost never. Like, the year that my house burned down, I was re-watching some, and we do own a few of our old favorites, but I really, really don't watch it anymore, because I watch live action and not just Japanese anymore. I watch a lot of Korean and Chinese. So I really don't watch anime anymore. But my youngest brother, he is still very much into the anime. He still watches anime quite a lot. And he told me kind of why he really likes this one. It's called Asendence of a Bookworm. And he really, really liked it, and he wanted me to watch it. And I try not to be hypocritical, because I hate hypocrites, so I don't want to be one. So, like, I'm always wanting people to watch stuff with me, and I get all excited and want people to listen to me when I'm talking about the stuff that I'm watching, so I'm like, okay, fine. Like, told me the name of it, like, quite a while ago, and I completely forgot about it. And then when he came out for a visit, he's like, can we please watch at least the first 3 episodes or 4 episodes together to see if you maybe want to continue watching it? And I'm like, fine, I can't be hypocritical. Fine, let's watch it. Let's see. And yeah, yesterday I watched 3 episodes with him. And he said even he, like, as he was watching it with me, and I'm like, this is horrible, and this is terrible, and this is making me mad, and this is like, what the crap? He's like, oh, right, I kind of forgot about that, or I didn't notice that, or I didn't realize it was that bad, and, oh. So I don't know if his opinion is changing of it or not. He's got a right to like it if he wants to, but so far I didn't like it. And I've got numerous reasons why. But, episode 4 at least, because I started watching it in the English, and like, I cannot watch any more of it in English. I cannot watch any more in English. No. One episode, and I barely made it through. Like, it's 20 minutes or something like that. 20 minutes for one episode. Maximum 20 minutes. And it probably took us, like, at least 40 to watch it, because he kept pausing it and commenting on it. How bad the English was and all the rest of this stuff. Terrible. So, we, like, looked all over the place, and finally, like, you seem to be able to find the second and third seasons in Japanese fairly easily, but the first season seems to be really, really difficult to find in Japanese. Finally managed to find at least a few episodes in Japanese. So I watched episode 2 and 3 in Japanese, and that's when all the rest of this is not just the script, this is the show itself. And I don't know if you're interested in me going into exactly what my issues are. I would have to, like, rewatch maybe, but maybe some of it will come out if I sit here and record my reaction to episode 4. Okay, see, this is one of the things I'm absolutely hating about this anime, just right off the bat, by the way. The only reason I know that mine, whatever her name was originally, I forget already, because of the way the drama is laid out. The anime itself has not told you how old the original girl is. She woke up in a 5-year-old's body. Doesn't know how she got there. She woke up in a 5-year-old's body. The only reason I know that she is actually 21 is because my brother told me that she's 21. So fine, this girl's mind is 21 years old. She is an adult in her mind. She knows that she's an adult. She's a 21-year-old. But she is in a 5-year-old's body, a sick 5-year-old's body, a frail one, prone to, like, she was on death's bed apparently pretty much her whole life because she so easily gets sick, and she's so fragile, and she's tiny. She's 5. For her to not be acting 5 because her mind is 21 is one thing. For her sister and her mother and her father and her father's coworker, nobody in this show treats her like she's 5 years old. Nobody. She is doing things that there is no way that a 5-year-old could do. Even, and yes, in certain time periods and stuff, I know that kids grew up way faster than they do now. Like, they matured a lot faster than they do now. They learned how to do things like use knives and cook supper and all the rest of this stuff a lot faster. There's still certain things they did not know how to do. They weren't capable of doing, or they just couldn't do. It was too dangerous. Whatever. There are things they can't do. This is a 5-year-old child, and yet nobody is treating her like she's a 5-year-old child. Oh, sure, they throw in there and every now and then that they're shocked, like, are you sure that mine made this food? Really? How? And yet 2 seconds later it's like, cool. Wow, you're amazing! Again! Things I have to cut out. My stupid cat will not leave the garbage alone. Ever since we started picking up the cat food, she has got it in her head that she's a scavenger and she will not leave the garbage alone. Even if there's nothing in it. I was not calling you over here to pet you. I'm mad at you right now. You know you're not supposed to touch the garbage. What was I saying? Nobody treats her like a 5-year-old. Even the 7-year-old is acting way too old for her age. She's only 7 years old, and yet she's capable of doing things that she shouldn't be able to do, and thinking things she shouldn't be thinking as a 7-year-old. But it's even worse with the 5-year-old. Like, seriously, everybody, her own parents, everybody treats her like what her father said to her about this guy. She's 5. Why are you talking about that with her? They are talking to her and treating her like she's 15. Or at the very youngest, 12. That even 12 is pushing it because of some of the things they've said. It's more like she's 15. It's impossible to remember and to know that she's 5, except that she's so tiny on the screen. Because nobody treats her like she's 5. This girl doesn't act like she's 21 either. She's one of the most immature, childish adults ever. It's terrible. She herself acts more like she's actually 17 or 16. In her mind, she portrays herself. She acts like she's 16. And everybody treats her like she's maybe 14. Everybody. Nobody treats her like she's 5. And it's driving me insane. She's so flippin' arrogant. And see, now, talk about inconsistent. Just a couple episodes ago, the father literally flipped out and said insanely inappropriate things to his daughter about his coworker Otto and being careful because you know he's a married man and etc. And I'm like, what does that have to do with a 5-year-old? But he's like all jealous because Otto is the one that this girl loves because he's teaching her how to read and write. And she's like, I love him because he's teaching her how to read and write and whatever. And he's like, you love him. He literally flipped out and was literally having a pity party and getting drunk and being all like self-centeredly pity party and all being jealousy. And it was insane. And yet now he's like, yeah, he wants you to be his apprentice. You're like, I mean, his assistant, although you have to call it apprentice because you're not actually allowed to, have children working and whatnot. You have to be at least 7 before you're actually officially allowed to work. So we're just going to pretend that you're his apprentice, and he's going to teach you how to read and write. And I'm okay with him teaching you how to read and write because he says you're smart. And I'm like, last episode? He's literally telling her to cherish her relationship with Odo now. When he literally flipped. This is not even the same character. He's all of a sudden being so different. One episode ago, and this is not even the same character. What the crap are you doing, anime people? Yeah, by the way, when I said that she's, like, arrogant. So, Otto was teaching her the alphabet for free. Right off the bat, he voluntarily never once brought up her paying him anything. She's a 5-year-old. He's teaching her how to write for free. He gave her his old slate for free. He gave her chalk for free. Just free. And then he asks her, can you correct my math and do all of this for me? And she's like, what are you going to pay me for it? I'm not doing it for free. Are you serious? Now she's a 5-year-old and she goes to class to learn the alphabet from Otto. And there's like 4 other boys there that are also going to be learning how to do the reading and writing. And he's teaching them in the alphabet. And these 4 boys are getting bored and they're fidgeting and they're like not doing their work anymore. And she is telling Otto, don't you think it's time to stop? We should probably move on to something else. See? Look at them. They're fidgeting. That means they can't concentrate anymore. We need to move on to something else. And Otto's like, but... And she's like, everybody, we're moving on from the alphabet to math now. Even if you were a 21-year-old, you have absolutely zero business doing that. That is called zero respect for your teacher and for someone that's older than you. And apart from that, she's supposed to be 5 years old. I'm sorry, brother. My brother of mine that loves this show, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I get your point, and I want to be able to watch this for you, but I cannot stand this. I literally can't stand this. The cognitive dissonance is unreal. My head is exploding. Her personality, period. She is so flippin' arrogant. And now that's it for today. Make sure to memorize the letters and numbers we studied today for next time. She literally took over the class. She's supposed to be 5, Two things. One, she's supposed to be 5, and she literally took over the class, apparently. And 2, her personality. So flippin' arrogant, so incredibly, intensely disrespectful. Okay, it's kind of nice that someone's calling her out on the fact that she's totally premeditated and purposely lied to people and all the rest of this stuff, and that she's, like, purposely disrespecting and not caring about other people's opinion and concerns for her. That's really good, because she needs that, because for the love of sanity, is she ever arrogant and irritating? I can't stand her anymore. However, who's calling her out? Another 5-year-old. He doesn't act 5 either, by the way. Everybody, all of the children are acting 10 years older than they actually are. All of the adults, well, not all of them, many of them are acting at least 10 years younger than they should be. Awesome. Really awesome. So, anyway, that's that. I can't watch any more of that drama because I just cannot stand the fact that they're telling me she's supposed to be 5 and literally nobody's treating her like a 5-year-old. She's got absolutely no respect for anybody. She's so self-centered and so arrogant. If that were my 5-year-old, she'd be getting some discipline, and this girl is getting no discipline for anything she does. Like, that is called spoiling to the detrimental stage. Like, all of these people, there's just so many issues with this. Kitty, I did not say you could come up here. There's way too many issues with this anime. I can't with